Hey, what's up guys, welcome back, and today's the second part of my Spigen wireless charging video series. Now, this is of the wireless charging pad. I showed you the case before, which is on my phone, and a quick update on that, it seems to have stopped working. Now, I'd mentioned in the review that I had to send back one to Amazon already because it just stopped charging my phone, and this has done the same thing just recently. So I will update to the description in the other video, but I figured I'd mention this since most people will probably watch them as a set. Now, I believe it's just this ribbon cable at the bottom. It's just not strong enough. Like, when you unplug and plug it back in, it probably just weakens and eventually cuts off. But that's a real problem. I'm still going to do the video on the charging pad because that you can use with all sorts of things other than this case. But I'm not entirely sure I can recommend the case anymore since it's just stopped working twice now. I still like the Tough Armor case. That thing's still great, and this is pretty much the same thing, but I'm not sure I'd go for the one with the wireless charging pad. But anyway, having a look at this, I currently can't find it on Amazon. I think it's just out of stock. This one's about $50. I got mine for about $25 on Amazon, though, so it'll probably be restocked fairly soon. So I would go for that. But I will leave links down below. I'll update it when I find an Amazon link, but for now I'll just leave this Spigen.com link down below where you can buy it if you want, but I'd suggest waiting because you can probably get it for a much better price. So this is the charging pad itself here. As you can see, it's kind of at an angle, so when it's sitting on your table and you put your phone on it, it kind of gives you an angle where you can see your screen fairly easily. Of course, this is the center where in theory the coils are. Now this is a 3-coil design, which basically means it has 3 coils, so no matter which orientation you put your phone in, whether it's in portrait or landscape, however you set it on it, it should charge it. Now, this uses the Qi wireless standards, so basically any phone with Qi wireless charging, like Samsung phones, stuff like that, will work just fine with this, and then obviously any way you can get your iPhone to charge with Qi wireless will work with this as well. Now, there is an LED light at the bottom there, which I'll show you in just a minute. Basically just tells you if it's on there or not, and then you get some information on the back. Now, one thing that's kind of unfortunate about this is it does require a 2-amp charger. Now, I haven't tried it without putting a 2-amp charger into it. I don't know if it would work or not. It would be very slow though, because this does cut it. I think it's about 70% power, it says. So if you have a 2-amp charger, it's still fairly good. It'll still be better than the 1 amps of your stock iPhone charging brick, like the little white one that comes with it, which is kind of nice. So it still charges fairly fast, but it does cut the speed as opposed to you just plugging into a 2-amp charger, because obviously you lose something in the wireless transmission there. But it does charge fairly quick if you do use that 2-amp wireless or 2-amp charging brick. So as you can see, this is the F300W model. I don't know if there'll be other models coming out soon, but just in case you're looking at this in the future, you'll know which version this is. It's just kind of a soft touch plastic. It's fairly simple, fairly lightweight. I wish it weighed a little more actually. It would move around a bit less. It doesn't feel super solid either. There's some small gaps like you can see in the top there, and this just kind of looks like it's falling off to an extent. It's not bad by any means, but it could definitely be better. It just doesn't feel super high quality for $25. Now, it does come with the cable needed, and that just goes in the bottom here. It is a micro USB cable. You can see right in that port. It's kind of hard to see with the light. But that just plugs in and routes out the back here. You can plug it into your brick. Now, it does not come with the 2-amp charging brick, just the cord, which is fine, I suppose. But you will need to make sure you have a 2-amp charging brick if you're going to buy this. You can't use the one for your iPhone like I mentioned earlier, or in theory it won't work very well. So yeah, I mean, it's not a bad price. I did pay quite a bit for the case and this combined, and I'm a little upset that it doesn't work, because right now this is basically just a stand for my desk. But, you know, as far as this thing's concerned, it does have little rubber feet on the bottom, so in theory it stops it from sliding around a bit. That works fairly well. Again, I wish it had a little more weight, but overall it does seem to work. Now, give me just a second and I'll show you the charging light. Alright, so I've got it hooked up to the micro USB cable on the bottom there, and you can faintly see that that light is red. That's just basically a standby light, and then when you put something on it, it will turn blue to let you know that it is charging. Now, as you can see, my case still registers as working, but then nothing happens on the phone. As you can see, in theory, it would, make a charging chime and the screen would turn on, but as you can see, there is no charging happening right now. So that's kind of unfortunate. But At least you can see the light. So I would give the Spigen wireless charging pad probably a 3 out of 5 stars. It's not bad, but again, it's not great. Now, I haven't tried out a whole lot of wireless charging pads, so I don't know if any of them are really better. Some of them seem pretty cheap on Amazon, but I think they could have made this one quite a bit better for the price. But again, if you're in the market, it's not a bad one because it's very stable and it does point your phone right towards you when you set it on a table. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, as I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Channel's growing fairly well. My most recent Apple Music video is doing quite well, so I'd like to thank you all for that. But until next week,